All right, welcome to another JNCIE SP video. We're going to be continuing where we left off last video, trying to set up a GNS3 topology where I can explore redundant routing engines. So last video, we found a guide. So VMX, so Juniper. So let's search GNS3, Juniper, VMX. Yeah, and we could do RE1. I think that will be fine. Yeah, here we go. So Juniper VMX with dual REs. Let's see if we can get this to work. So this is how you set up the VMX. So it looks like we're going to need some special files. So Juniper split it up into two VMs, the virtual control plane and the virtual forwarding plane. This means we'll need to create two VMs in GNS3 and connect them together in order to run a VPN instance. So let's learn how we can do that with multiple forwarding planes. So it looks like this is just explaining how to set up the VMX the way I already have it set up. Okay, so now let's boot the VCP and the VFP VMs up. Okay, so looks like it gets up, and then it's importing the license. And then, yeah, so here's their QFX device. Okay. So yeah, I guess I didn't read that very carefully. I'm just wondering if it's going to be for having dual or for just having one, is why I was just kind of skimming that over. Okay, so here looks like more of a yeah, this kind of looks like what I was trying to do, because you can see they've got a hub, and then they've got FPC, and then here, but unfortunately they're not, like, this isn't clear to me how to set this up, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'm almost tempted to just kind of not give it too much time, though, because of, you know, as I keep saying, I can't, time management is one of the most important aspects of this exam. There's just so much on it. Now, from what I understand, there will be a revision to the exam to make it a 6-hour exam instead of an 8-hour exam. I haven't heard anything about that, but I haven't checked the curriculum in a while. So let's check that and see if there's an update. Aha, so yeah, it is going to be a 6 hour format now. So at the pinnacle of the service provider routing and switching certification track is the 1 day JNCI ESP lab exam. This exam is designed to validate the networking professional's ability to implement, troubleshoot, and maintain Juniper network service provider networks. The 6 hour format of this exam requires that candidates build a service provider network consisting of multiple VMX virtual routers. Successful candidates will perform system configuration on all devices, implement various protocols, policies, and VPNs, multicasts, and class of service. So yeah, it's only going to be 6 hour. And down here it says exam length 8 hours. So it looks like they forgot to change it in all places it needed to be changed. Here's something you can see too. I actually haven't noticed this until now, but this is really essential to know. So this is going to be testing on software release 12.3. So any notes we see in our future readings, if it's later than 12.3, not going to be on the test. Okay, and then of course they have, oh, well down here they have it, right? Oh, okay, well now this is scary because they've got it listed twice. Is the curriculum the same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the curriculum appears to be exactly the same, but they've got the exam objectives listed twice now. The second time they have the exam length correct, but you'll notice the Junos release is now 19.3, so all of those notes could very well apply to this exam. Aha, and here we can see something interesting. The exam code is JPR 960 for this one. And then the exam code of the other one is JPR 961. All right. So since it's 961 and 960, let's see what the difference is. I wonder if I can even still register for 960. And I wonder how their policies have changed as well with the unfortunate current events. So the other thing that looks like it's complicating this is it's just saying JNCIE hands-on exam. It's not saying which exam it's going to be, 960 or 961, which is going to be important because one is an extra 2 hours and tests on an older version of Junos. So that's going to be pretty essential to know which exam. And then the other thing, as if that weren't enough of a wrench in the plans, is down here, if I click the second one. Okay, so yeah, the other thing I was wondering about is if these, because another thing it says is this is for, yeah, it says down here this is for recertification. So I don't know if this is a special test for recertification. I assume it's not because it also has a recertification section. So you're kind of throwing a wrench in my plans here. I definitely think I'm going to plan to take the 6-hour exam. I better have a look at the curriculum just to make sure that there aren't any changes. Aha, and yeah, you can see they're going to test on Python So I bet they mean Python, onbox, OP, events, SNMP scripts. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of new subject matter on this exam that was not on the other one. And with those older images, it's going to be a lot different. So yeah, here's FRR. I don't think that was even mentioned on the other one. Let's see, MPLS. Yeah, there's no FRR listed. So it's a whole different curriculum. That kind of throws a wrench in my plans, unfortunately. And not only that, I'm running 17 in the lab. I'm not even running 19. So yeah, there's kind of a big wrench in my plans. It looks like a lot of the topics, though, the good news is are stripped. So you can see multicast only has one subtopic and it only has 4 topics within the subtopic on exam 961. But on exam 960, multicast has it still has one topic, but it has an extra topic within the subtopic. So, and that makes sense because it's going to be a 5-hour, it's going to be an 8-hour exam, whereas the 961 is going to be a 6-hour exam. So, I mean, it's good news that it's fewer hours, but it's kind of bad news that maybe perhaps some of my prior studying will not apply to this new exam. So, yeah, one thing I might want to do as well is see if what there is out in September, because it looks like the testing is scheduled out that far. So I might as well plan now for what I'm going to take, because it looks like this is all that's available. And all that can happen if I wait is I need to handle reduced availability. I'm kind of tempted to fly out to the Netherlands. That might be to Amsterdam. That might be fun. But this test is going to be anything but fun. So I don't know if I want to like a flight halfway around the world for something like a difficult test. So I'm definitely going to need to stick to either Sunnyvale or Westford. So I'm in Austin, Texas. So let's do some Google Maps investigations into which one's a better choice. Okay, so this is obviously not a great choice for me, Westford, Massachusetts. So let's take a look at Sunnyvale. Okay, so this is obviously not a good choice for me either. But I can have a 29-hour hour drive or a 25-hour drive. Assuming I want to drive, I think I'd rather fly. So yeah, here's a nonstop flight, $300. You know, this is expensive, but it's for expert level certification. Yes, I'm going to be spending a lot. Yes, it's going to be my own money, potentially, but I think the value I'm going to get back from it, you know, this is only going to be $2,000, $3,000 of my own money. I might go into San Francisco and do some tourism or something after the test, maybe get like a rental car or something. Yeah, I'll have to get one because I'll need to get down to Sunnyvale somehow. So maybe get some dinner and maybe hike the Redwoods. Yeah, Big Basin Redwoods State Park, might do that. So I can make a whole fun trip out of it. Although I might only have a weekend, to be honest. So I can try to make a fun trip out of it, but I might have to do it so that I fly there Saturday morning and then take the test. Let's see here. So the test is 9 a.m. So that's not even going to work. So I've got a plan to take it. Another thing I could do is get there at night. And this is Pacific time. So let's see how that converts to Central time where I am. So I believe it's 2 hours. Yeah. So Pacific time is 2 hours behind. So it's going to be a little bit more manageable because of that. So this is technically 11 a.m. where I am. So if I leave on the flight, it's a 3-hour flight, I'd have to leave at like 7 a.m. or something like that to get down there. But kind of the way I'd like to do it is the work day on Friday beforehand. I think I'd like to just go catch a plane right after work, get down there, get my rental car, whatever have you, get my hotel, sleep in the hotel, wake up, take the test, and then spend another day in that area of the country, maybe hit up the redwoods, just do whatever I can on Sunday. I think that's what I'll probably do, take a hike in the Redwoods State Park, then get like a nice dinner in the area. And then I actually do have a friend that lives around here. I might be able to visit, but I think I'd rather just kind of take it on my own because I want to kind of keep my head focused on this test, and then I'm not going to have a lot of time, unfortunately, to spend when I'm out there. So I'll probably just hike so I'll probably fly out there Friday night. So right after work, I'll drive to the airport, get a flight around 6 or 7, and then I'll get in there around 10. I'll be able to sleep, and this is 10 Central, so I'll get there. If I leave here at 6 or 7 and I get there at 10, 11 Central, then I'll be getting there at 9. So I'll be able to get a full 2 hours extra sleep, which will be really nice. I think sleep is really important for taking a test like this. And just in general, I think sleep is one of the most underrated aspects of not only high performance, but just general health. So yeah. And then I'd be taking the test 9 Central, 9 o'clock. And then I'd be taking a flight back in the evening. It's going to be later when I get back, but I'll be able to go to work on Monday. So I think that will work. So let's take a look at the times I can choose that. So I definitely have to do Sunnyvale. There's no question about that. So this is the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So let's see what days those are. So this is in September. September 2020. So we've got the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So it looks like they're only offering these on weekdays, which unfortunately is going to really not work for me. I really need to take it on the weekend just with my life. So it looks like they're not willing to accommodate that, unfortunately. So I don't know, honestly, how I can take this test with the way my life might be in the next year. So, yeah, that's kind of changes things. Let's see what it would look like in Vermont. So they offer it on the 28th, 29th, 30th. Then they offer it on the 1st and the 2nd. So, yep, it's weekday only. It's really unfortunately not going to work for me. There is something in November. Hopefully that'll work out better. So November, it looks like we got 5 days in November, the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and the 20th. So yeah, it's kind of a sad situation. I guess I could take a Friday off or a Monday off, but I'd really rather not do that. So, yeah, this kind of puts me in a bind. I think I would like to take a Friday off. Maybe there's a holiday or something. Let's look up when is Labor Day. Okay, so Labor Day is on the 7th. So I'm very likely going to have off on that day. Aha, perfect. Oh, sorry. No. So that would be in Amsterdam, and I don't think I can just straight up go to Amsterdam. So what about July? Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to take this test, to be honest, because I really don't think it would fit in with my schedule. Let's see what it would take to go to Amsterdam. So it'd be an 11-hour flight, and it would cost me over $1,000. So yeah, I just don't think Amsterdam is going to be reasonable for me. I think my best bet is a Friday. So that would be the 18th in California, or the 25th in Westford, whichever one I would like. I guess I'd rather do the California one so I can hike the redwoods. Let's see what's in Westminster, I think it was. No, Westford. Let's see what's in Westford. So Westford is a 33-hour flight. We've got a nonstop, or sorry, it's a 4-hour flight. We got a nonstop. Yeah, so it looks like I'm definitely gonna want to take it in Sunnyvale, California, for sure. Yeah, I could even go to like Death Valley, or Yosemite is really nice. Yeah, so I definitely, those are a bit far away though. I really think my best bet for hiking, if I would like to do that, is the redwoods. So yeah, this sounds really amazing. So unfortunately, that kind of puts a wrench in my plans. I'm not sure if I can do that, but I think I can make a Friday work. Just let my employer know that, hey, I need a Friday off. There'll be plenty of notice, and I can continue to work towards this exam. Kind of bad news for me. I really hadn't expected this. I thought I could take it on a Saturday, because I'm just surprised that they're not considering people who are working. And then not only that, I'm currently employed at a company full time, but for other types of test takers who are on contract positions, that sort of thing. I'm surprised Juniper does not have a plan to accommodate those types of workers by offering the test on Saturday, because if those kinds of workers take a day off, then they cannot collect on their paid for that day. So it's really a tough situation. I wish it were better, but unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to kind of cut the expenses. I think it will be worth it because just having an IE in Juniper is going to make me really, really marketable. It'll last for 3 years. And then the way things are with the economy and with everything like that right now, I think this can be kind of a hidden ticket, especially since me personally, a little bit more about my background. I did not get a bachelor's degree, so something like this is really going to be my ticket into a nice job. I found that it is really difficult to get hired in today's economy without some sort of advanced education. So this is what I can do, and I think it really shows a good message to employers too, that you can take self-initiative, you can get your own education. You don't have to be accepted into a program and essentially pay for somebody else to teach you. You can teach yourself, and you can pay for the expenses associated with getting educated. So yeah, I think I still want to do this. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit more difficult than I had thought. It also looks like I'll be taking 961 instead of 960. So I'll need to, unfortunately, I will need to change up the curriculum that I'm studying. Not only that, so from what I understand about the pandemic of 1918, the resurgence of the pandemic happened in the fall. So this is right in the fall. So to be traveling and stuff, I'm definitely going to have to wear PPE, probably something like an N95 respirator in order to be safe. I'm really concerned about this virus. I think generally I'm not going to be too affected by it, but it's just, I think, more of a risk than people kind of give it credit for. And it's kind of judged in terms of binary life or death. But if you look at something like polio, there's much, much more risks than just dying associated with it. And things like long-term chronic pain or lung issues or something like that, I think might even be potentially a worse fate, depending on how much pain it causes you. So I am pretty concerned about this test, especially since I can't take it on Saturday. That I would potentially have to take a day off of work, which is never ideal, especially if you're doing something like especially if you plan to do something during the weekend and we're expecting to do that. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to think a little bit harder about whether or not this is actually worth it, because I might need to look into the CCIE a little bit higher too, because I do have the CCMP, so I can definitely pursue that. And if they offer that on a weekend, I think it might be smarter for me to pursue that. And just postpone the IE for Juniper. So unfortunately, I'm kind of in a bind here. I'm tempted to just continue working towards the Juniper cert and just taking off on Friday. And then I get an extra day to hike to explore the area. I can fly in on Thursday night and then take the test Friday, and then plan all of Saturday. And then I can even get back to my hometown a bit earlier on Sunday, which will be really convenient. So I'm gonna have to think it over a little bit more. Unfortunately, this video, I'm not going to be able to do an exercise because of that, but I'm really glad I looked into when I can take the test and how I'll need to travel and what my expenses are going to be. It's going to be about $2,000-3,000. It's really kind of unfortunate that in order to make money, you have to spend money. It's kind of unfortunate that you have to spend such large amounts of upfront cash in order to make it back. But I think it will be worth it, especially for somebody like me without a bachelor's degree. So I think as of now, just off the top of my head, I am going to continue to work through this. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose a day or a few hours of study for making this video, but this is a video that definitely needed to be made eventually. So this is going to be the end of the video. I'm going to put it in this topic, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to change up the topics to make it match the exam 961. I so far have been studying for exam 960, which I don't think will even be offered by the time I sign up to take the exam in September. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm going to have to think over whether or not this exam is actually worth my time and energy. So